and thank you for keeping time and coming to be part of this day that's very important, especially to our women engineers, technicians, and technologists. So I'd like us to get right into it by welcoming the chairperson for the Wett Committee to officially open the day. Before we proceed, can we have a hand of welcome for Dr. Sarah, please?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you to Eureka Hotel to join us at this breakfast meeting as we celebrate the Women in Engineering Day. As you may be aware, the Wett Committee, this is the Women Engineers, Technologists and Technicians Committee, was formed in January this year under UIPE, which is the Uganda Institution of Professional Engineers. It provides leadership in achieving women's full participation in all aspects of the engineering profession in Uganda. Today, as you will see, we shall profile activities. We shall also profile some employers of women in engineering. It is our duty to celebrate men that have proved to be allies to women in engineering in Uganda. I wish you fruitful deliberations. Thank you.
And now, I would like to ask Mr. Bob Kalanzi from the African Union NEPA Division to come and introduce themselves because our keynote address is going to come from them. Thank you.
I'm Bob from the African Union NEPA agencies, the new partnership for African development. We are the technical body of the African Union and responsible for implementation of regional and continental development programs. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome the head of the division, capacity development, the NEPA agency. She's a woman, which means she's perfectly placed to be here. We are based in Johannesburg, South Africa, and we're glad to have been invited to this event. Mrs. Florence Nazare heads the division responsible for developing the capacities of our people on the continent, the institutions, and of course the systems that go along with this tremendous task. So with this opportunity, please allow me to invite Mrs. Florence Nazare to give a few key inspirational words to you on this important day. Welcome. Thank you.
From the little that I know of this, I think, initiative today where you have the young engineers, technicians, technologists, I just feel that, well, it's just ad hoc, but it is my great pleasure and privilege just to give you a few words of encouragement, inspiration. And I want to underscore the importance of and innovation in Africa, because I think most of you do know that most of well endowed with all sorts of resources, with human potential as reflected here, but also we do have a lot of natural resources, mineral resources that are not capitalized or that we have not exploited to the best of our abilities in terms of developing our value chain capacities, which includes engineering for research and development, because we can only innovate if we have top-class engineers. We can only innovate if we have technologies.
I appreciate the effort the Wett Committee is doing for us, the young girls. I was at the outreach in Makerere, and there I met Miss Angelina. She's now my mentor and my employer at the moment as I'm doing internship at her company. And I would wish everyone would see the work that Wett is really trying to do, the things they're trying to do for young girls, to see engineering as a very good field and quite speechless. But I'm so grateful for this opportunity they've given me. I've learned quite a lot. I've met a lot of people. I sat at a table with doctor engineers. At some moment, I didn't think I could make it to that level, but these young, they're young, they're quite young, the lady engineers, like it's wowing you. And I'm really grateful for the honor to be recognized at such a big function. Thank you.
To accept
exceptional young ladies that we are appreciating today. The second young lady is Miss Jovia Margaret Nanyonjo. Can we have a hand of welcome? I can vouch for the fact that she is very hardworking. We also met her through this outreach, and through interacting with some of her fellow students, we realized that they were so grateful to have a young woman in this position and trying to bring up the engineering society and achieving so much. So Jovia, we want to appreciate you today and to ask you to share a few words.
Yes, my name is Jovia Nanyonjo. I'm a third year engineering student. I'm now going to fourth year, and I'm really humbled to the Wett invitation today. It was actually not short notice yesterday, but I'm really grateful for having invited us and also honoring us to be here today. And I'm a student leader as president of Makerere Engineering Society, and the one thing I want to share is that this society was never led by a lady since 2005. So I was there initially in my second year as vice president. Then we had a workshop for women in engineers with the Wett committee that came in to see and also encourage the ladies in engineering. We had representation from all universities, and here we're all encouraged. So I gave it a try, then made it to President Makerere Engineering Society, and I'm really grateful for your encouragement. And my point of advice to the students here, we as engineers have a big role to play in engineering. Take for example, in our communities, we all have different problems we face, starting from where we are sitting. But we have engineering solutions to them, and it begins with us. It begins when we are students, and with these courses we are taking. It takes a minute to think of an idea. Implementation will come when you're still young. You can think through the various course units we are doing and look at how you can address it. And it all comes back to us, the engineers, having solutions to the community problems in which we stay. And I personally am an innovator, and I strive to improve student skills as well. And this was also in a workshop which we organized at the College of Makerere. And this year I want us to have more universities joining us. And it's a way of improving our skills, but looking at community problems. And I'd like to encourage all of us to like the courses we do and look at what we can play as a role in our respective courses to make the society better. And thank you very much.
And well, as the committee, we identified through the outreaches these two ladies. I also had a chance to interact with some of the students over the past week and asked them to nominate somebody they thought among themselves that they found was really inspirational. And the person that was nominated was Miss Patricia Kellen Adiao, who is the president of the Civil and Building Engineering Student Association at Chambogo University. Can we have a hand of welcome, please?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Adiao Kellen Patricia, a student from Chambogo University, pursuing a bachelor's in Civil and Building Engineering. I had to go to year 3. This is amazing, this is so beautiful. I was condescended for such an occasion by the Wett community. I was so shocked, but at some point I was inspired. When I attended the outreach at Makerere, I did it just because I was chosen. So there I didn't become a president, I was still a vice president in the association. So when I went, these ladies spoke very many good things to us. You know, back in the day, engineering was a ladies, it was a gentleman's thing for only the men. So when a lady would come in, they would be like, you're either a white thinker or maybe you're too bright, or maybe you're not taken serious. So these ladies really empowered us. I was so happy to be in such a place and such an occasion. So it gave me a push to go and stand for president. So when I went to stand for president, I was the only lady, I was an post. And you know, being at a high table where you're a big person, they always say the big man has arrived. This time it's the big woman has arrived. Everybody's waiting for the lady to arrive. So I thank God so much for this opportunity and everything that they're doing through ladies, through the young women. They're really bringing up ladies too, because ladies really have a potential. It's just that they're hidden there. They always think ladies are BBA material, social science, and come on, you can also do engineering and do this. It happens so much that nothing of it is being in class.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, before we go into our theme this year, globally, is men as allies. But before we go into that theme, I'd like us to take a short break to get to know each other, the people you're sitting next to, do some networking, have a chat. We're going to take a few minutes off and we have some breakfast/brunch snacks. So please make your way to the back and get something to eat before we proceed into recognizing the men that have done so much for us as allies.
And as part of what the activities you are in, we had a Women Engineers Registration Program, Enhancement Program. This was just majorly aimed at helping the ladies who have been in the field for quite a long time, those who had been registered as corporate members of the IPE, but have never registered with the Engineers Registration Board. And also all those who qualify to be registered, but they have no idea. Actually, with the WeRep, we realized we have so many people who have reached the level where they can register, but just by the mere fact that they didn't know how to start it off, it gave most of us a picture that many people have the capacity, and apparently, as I speak now, we have about 30 who have submitted in their reports and a full assessment. From that, and from there, we are believing that we are going to have another 30 people, more 30 ladies added to the register. And from there, we are expecting our percentage to increase. Also, part of the activities, we also did outreaches to the tertiary institutions. We went to Uganda Technical College, Lira, where we met the young women technicians and technologists who are pursuing their diplomas in the various fields, and we also gave them a talk. Just like most of them were unable to join us because of the distance and the short notice, and we also reached out to Makerere University. It was a joint outreach to all the university institutions within Kampala, where we had Makerere participating. We had UCU, Uganda Christian University. We also had ladies from KIU, Kampala International University. We had some students from Tesa Royal University, and as well as those from Shambogo and Benja University. The outreaches are majorly aimed at enhancing motivating ladies, because normally as young women, we know that when we are growing up, we have these challenges of men always trying to bring down our egos. So we feel that when you talk to these ladies, most times they get motivated. Sometimes you feel they find discouraged. But when you talk to them, you bring out the potential within them. And I think the fruits are really being seen, and they are visible right now. And also we carried out the capacity building workshop, which was held last week. We concluded it, where we had training of women engineers and technicians in capacity building. We are giving them leadership, management, and entrepreneurship skills. And here we are grooming with ladies on how to manage themselves. How can you become entrepreneurs? How can you be financially independent? How can we lead the community? Because we know that as women we have a higher potential than men. Normally we know that what they say is that ladies always have a she bag. But we don't want to have it that case. We don't want to have that she pocket only, but we want to move to a step whereby we can help others. We've seen so many people who have brought out people from different communities, and this is where the level where we want to reach. We want to reach a level where we can be able to go outside and do much more than we are doing now. The challenge I know we are currently facing, even up to now, personally at my workplace, when a customer calls me and is like, I want to talk to the engineer. They gave me this contact to talk to the engineer, and like, I'm the engineer, they wonder. I'm like, no, I wanted a man. They expect to speak to me. Yeah, surely. They feel that it's still the men who are in this industry, but we as women are also coming up. I want to assure us that really we need to take up these leadership roles at various institutions. And through this, we are going to come up and believing that through this work, we are going to reach greater heights and we are going to find so many young engineers coming up. And we are focusing apparently on going out even to the high schools, reaching out to the high schools to encourage the ladies who are to take on the science subject. Personally, I took my personal first step to engineering. My interest was sparked off by a career guidance which was brought to our school. That was way back when I was in senior 2. When the lecturers came down to our school, they were from Shamboga. That time I think they were just opening Shamboga University. And they were telling us, you need to perform, if you're going to do engineering, you need to do mathematics, English, you must have mathematics, physics as the major, and then chemistry comes in. But personally, at that time, I was very weak. In chemistry, physics, they were actually my worst performance subject. But when I came out to O-level, when we were doing UCE, apparently, for me, it came out as one of my best subjects. Why? Because of the interest that I took at that time. And I believe that there are so many young girls who are out there that if we go down to the high schools and start encouraging them at a young age, they are able to pick up their potentials, they are able to know that this is what I want, and if I want this, then this is the roadmap I have. And they will come out and they become more engineers, and we will have more engineers coming. Otherwise, thank you very much. I want to just wish you all the best, and as women, our thing this year is spreading men and salary. The gentlemen who have been working with us, really, we still appreciate you, and I still encourage you to continue moving with us. Many times we shall still be coming to your offices. We shall be working, so don't push us out anymore. Thank you very much.
And now, as she has reminded us, the global theme for today's International Women in Engineering Day is Men as Allies. Traditionally, our sector has been very male-dominated. But as women, when we come into it, we find that a lot of the experienced people who have come before us are gentlemen, a lot of our employers are gentlemen, a lot of our supervisors are gentlemen, and we see that they're also going out of their way to be our allies, to bring us out in the profession, to help us to grow. Even in the Wett committee, we do have gentlemen. It's not just ladies on it. So to take us further into this and to appreciate these gentlemen, would like to welcome our Wett chair once again, Dr. Sarah. Thank you.
But how can I stand here and not recognize the presence of Engineer Sebanakta? How can I stand here and not recognize the presence of Professor Engineer John Stanley Senfuma? Professor Senfuma is the director at Seka Associates. He has mentored a number of female engineers. He has taught them. He has a slot in his firm basically to inspire ladies. Please, can we have a round of applause for him? We as Wett would like to recognize you today and present you with a certificate of appreciation for what you've done for the female engineers in this country.
Engineer Saraba, to present you with our certificate of appreciation on behalf of the Wett Committee and all the lady engineers that you have mentored, myself included.
I greatly appreciate your gesture. I'm in my situation for that. My I have several, now about 7 grandchildren. So
Kellen Patricia Atiao.